Page 5, early one morning. On the previous page, they're giving you all kinds of wonderful information about metronomes and all that good stuff. Hopefully you have a metronome and you can use it. I want to talk a little bit about this piece on page 5. I'm going to start with the right hand. Right there in the first line, watch the fingering carefully, all right, because it's kind of important. You would think, looking at the notes, that you're in a D position here, but you're not, because if you look at the second measure, you want second finger on F sharp. So that puts you in this position temporarily. Then in the third measure, it's going to move around a little bit, so the hands aren't going to stay put all the time. So in that first line, you're starting out with the D's, and then second measure, second finger on F sharp, A. Third measure, for the last note, you've got to cross over the thumb and put the third finger on the D. Last measure, yes, that's a C sharp. There's two sharps in this, C sharp and F sharp. Actually, the order is F sharp and C sharp, meaning the order of the sharps are listed in the key signature at the beginning. F sharp is always first, C sharp is always second. In the second line, in the third measure, I recommend the fingering, you're starting with a little finger on the B. I recommend a 4 on the G, 3 on the E. Kind of spread your fingers out a little bit. And then 2 on the F sharp like they're showing. Third line, last note, I would recommend a 2 on that last note, the D. And then on the next measure, you have the D again, use thumb on that one. Now watch out on the last line, because here it's a little bit different. You have the thumb on the D, 2 on the F sharp, but now it's a 3 on the A. Look out. This is an extended position for a D major chord. Okay, so it makes sense that in this they would use that fingering. And then that points it out to you, there's a descending D major scale. That is a D major scale going down. If you can do the scale videos on D major and you've done those, this is easy. When you run across this in music, you don't have any problem with it. You don't even have to read their fingering. You just finger it like a scale. Till you get to the end, and then they cross over and get the 2 on the F sharp. And for the last note, the whole note, you can use the thumb if you want, or since you had the 2 on the C sharp, you can use third finger on it. This is fine. Now for the left hand, you're really just doing the chords. Sometimes they're broken up. It's still a chord. But the last measure of the first line, look at this. You have a G and an A, and then 2 A's. There's a dotted line going down from the top staff to this staff. That indicates that those notes are melody. So you're going to bring out the melody, you're going to play it louder than the other stuff. But when you get to that last measure, you got to play those 2 A's in the left hand like melody. So you're going to play them a little louder. Like so. Now, I would recommend a second finger on the last A in the first line. You're playing the first one with the thumb. I just like using different fingers on repeated notes, and I'm not pointing all of them out here, just a few to get you started, okay? And then you can go on. And that's really about it for the left hand. Hopefully you know the chords, the primary chords. This is only, well, it is sort of using a 4-chord. Phrasing. We would like to hear the phrasing, so put a little bit of silence, a little break between the phrases. For instance, last measure, first line, you're ending a phrase, so you have to connect the E and the A, all right, because it's part of a phrase, it's all melody. But then there's a little break between the phrase. It's handy because you're repeating the same key on a piano, and when you do that, you automatically get a break. So that's kind. But when you play the last note in the first line, that A, and you go to play the D, the next note, the first note in the second line, connect those two because the phrase is started. Don't let any silence between them. No, it's the third line down. You see a phrase between the second and third measure. There's phrases all over the place. Just put a little silence between each phrase. You lift your hand up and it's coming down. Now that is for the right hand. The left hand doesn't have any phrasing marked. So just leave the left, play the left hand all legato. Just connect everything. It's fine. In the last line, I should mention, I guess, on the dynamics, you're building up to the climax of that phrase, which is the high D. So you make each note a little louder, and then coming down, you're getting a little softer. So each note gets just a hair softer, not a lot, just a hair, because you got 2 whole measures to go before you get soft. Don't get soft too soon. Have to practice that. You have to span it out and plan your louds and softs, so when you're doing a crescendo or diminuendo, it works for the whole thing. You don't do it too quickly. If I get soft too soon, I've ruined it. See, I'm still supposed to get softer. I can't get any softer. It's at that. I'm already at soft. I'm almost very soft, actually. So span that out. So, having said all that stuff, let's try it out. You can do the dynamics on your own. There's not a lot going on here. You got some louds and softs and some diminuendo, and have some fun with it. Give us 4 counts and let's play this together. Hands in position. All right. There. Okay. 1, 2, ready, go. Now there is a duet accompaniment at the bottom of the page. I'd like to try that out. So you play what we just played. Now I'm going to play this duet part at the bottom. We'll try it together. So go ahead and put your hands in position here. Okay. I'll give us 4 counts and we'll begin. 1, 2, ready, go.